It's Friday, Feedback Friday, the feedbackiest day of the week. It's Feedback Friday, and I am halfway to be Arthur. Yes, I sound hoarse because I'm hoarse. It's been a very long week. But not only did we get all the trailer content and everything up, the Kickstarter campaign for Boss Fight Song of Sparkle Muffin has been officially approved now. Not early enough to launch today, but since my voice is shot and I can't do an hour in character voice for Halloween, Monday's fine. That means the campaign will start on November 1st and December 1st-ish. That's still completely appropriate holiday shopping time. And that's why we're doing this now, so that if people think, oh, this would be a really cool gift for another gamer I know, they can do it now. And it's affordable and it's cool and you don't have to worry about supply chain stuff. And that's what this video is going to mostly be, though there is going to be some feedback from comments this week. This is tied in because this was on my mind when I was doing stuff this week. The patrons got a much more detailed breakdown of what's coming on Mondays. So if you are passionate about this stuff, help support this channel, become a monthly patron, patreon.com/LeannaK. I'm basing it on the principle that two main principles. People who have already given me money are more likely to back ongoing projects. That's just a basic business conversion thing, with a side of, we love furries. Furries spend money. That's no joke. We have already gotten some furry thirst about the cat man in the Speedo and Chaps. Yay. I thought the wolf dude was going to inspire more furry thirst. To me, the chaps were more, there are no stretch fabrics in medieval armor. To me, and I talk about this in the bio video that's part of the crowdfunding campaign, I was always really pissed off that people dogged on Anna from Planescape Torment about her outfit because she's a tiefling and an acrobat and she needs freedom of movement. Also, she gets hot. So, like, her metabolism actually runs hot. She's a tiefling. And so people talking about hypersexualization and all that stuff. Yeah, she's a sexy character, but what's wrong with that? There's also reasons she dresses that way. And so, you know, even though Mouse is male, some of that bled over. Also, we like the joke of impractical outfits for practical cats. T.S. Eliot reference. You can kind of see the thought process of this game, and leave it to me to go, it's Meta, on the day that Facebook rebranded as Meta for their parent company. Yeah. See video on Facebook papers from Tuesday. Yikes. Fortunately, Facebook did not bury the first post I shared on the Kickstarter campaign. A very lovely woman who I've known, she's a social media expert, gave me some tips for navigating the Facebook algorithm, and they worked really well. How well, you ask? Lady Bits, that crowdfunding campaign, each post would get 12 engagements on Facebook. Boss Fight, it was utterly pathetic. It was like 6 per Facebook share. The first Song of Sparkle Muffin post on Facebook, last I checked, it was over 60 engagements. So people are actually seeing the damn thing instead of Facebook burying it. So I'm deeply appreciative to this person who gave me advice. It's been cool. The people who have come forward and offered to help. It's nice that people are excited by the idea, because I admit that there was some dichotomous thinking going on my part, kind of all or nothing stuff. The lead up to these crowdfunding campaigns it's just inherently freaky. And you guys know I like to question everything in terms of design and the way I do my crowdfunding incentives is no different. And so it's like, why do it at the end? This is dumb. The number of projects I've worked on where they offer these sort of in-game incentives and it just becomes a clusterfuck in implementation. We're like, why are we doing this? Why don't we do this at the beginning? When instead of us creating all these NPCs and then have, based on friends and family and all that stuff, and then putting portraits in at the last minute, why don't we do it at the jump, right? And implement these NPCs more meaningfully and save ourselves a shit ton of design work. This makes sense. I was sure, because of the sort of, catastrophizing and all or nothing thinking, that's like Kickstarter's going to reject this. This has to be against the rules. There has to be a reason that nobody's done this that I've seen. But no, people just didn't think. Kickstarter approved the campaign. So yay. So the question did come up about what happens if there's a Jesse McCree in one of the NPCs. And that's a fair question. It was dealt with in the video, but I think this person saw the short version of the video, not the 6-minute version of the video. That social media length, that 2-minute cut was merciless. And if you've only seen the 2-minute cut, I suggest you go and watch the 6-minute one because there's a lot more in it. But that, immortalized in a video game, which is kind of like a statue. But if someone does something really bad or really mean, video games get remasters. We sort of saw that question coming. It will be on a case-by-case basis. That's the best I can say. Obviously, we're not interested in canceling people. A little NPC is not the same as, a playable character in Overwatch, but we'll see, right? My instinct is to just leave things alone. You guys know that. I am who I am. And the other interesting bit of fairly common feedback was people questioning the Final Fantasy III reference. And people are like, oh, don't you mean, what is it, Final Fantasy V, Final Fantasy VI, something like that? I don't know. It's a different game in the West, but Social Justice Warrior always had an Onion Knight quality about him. And the chibi version of Social Justice Warrior just looks so much like the Onion Knights in Final Fantasy III that I put it in, because to me it was obvious. There are a lot of inspirations for this game, which is why we went old school. And I mean, 2 other major inspirations that we didn't mention are Ultima, the classic Ultima games, and Chrono Trigger. And because I thought Chrono Trigger would be too Trigger, people would expect a joke, but yeah, we're old school gamers, and Baldur's Gate is a major influence as well. There's so much that if we listed all the influences, Wizardry, the Wizardry series is another major influence. There are a lot of influences in this game because the team is massive nerds. But we stand by it. 2 other comments that maybe not everybody would take as flattering, but I do. One is we've already got furry thirst for Mouse. I thought it was going to be for Armand, but Mouse is apparently the one that got the furry thirst, maybe because of the chaps. The bio video for the crowdfund, I talk about my inspirations for where that outfit came from. Mary Jess, the art director, probably has other inspirations, but for me, Mouse the Ginger, to me, I went, it's Anna from Planescape Torment. There are no stretch fabrics in medievalist fantasy. Let's go there. But yes, the Catman thirst was real. But furry spend money, man. We're furry friendly. I don't know how you can do a JRPG style game and not be furry friendly. I don't. But the other awesome hater comment, that wasn't a hater comment, that was just sort of thirsty. But the awesome hater comment was somebody tried to be a dick and say, I don't get it. Is this a joke? If it is, I don't get it. Accidentally quoting Princess Sparklemuffin. I don't know if it's sarcasm or if she's being serious. And another commenter said, the game is real. And the first commenter said, the game is real? Wow, that is shocking and unpleasantly surprising. It looks both crazy and stupid. And when I read, wow, it's real, it looks both crazy and stupid, I'm like, even the haters understand what we're doing. And that was exciting. The person was trying to drag me, but I took that as a high compliment, because that, first and foremost, is just what we're doing. It's fun, it's crazy, it's stupid, it's happy, and it's about kind people. Now, does that mean that every character is going to follow conventional morality? No, it's a Catman in chaps, a space wolf, and a succubus, and a unicorn pony that flings poo. Obviously, we have some unconventional morality going on here. But it is, first and foremost, just a game that's fun. Fun for us is an eclectic roster of characters. We are using the term eclectic, not diverse, because diverse has a charge. And if you look at the cast shot, you know, obviously there is representation there. However, that representation came out of the actual regions in the game that we were building, and feeling like the characters were right, not out of some sort of, we need a diverse cast because reasons. You'll see when the full version of the game comes out. I love all the character designs. I go back and forth about which ones I love the most, which is good. Of course, we've already started going, well, we want to fix this. Yeah, that's iteration. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's iteration, game dev. But yeah, the rest of the time in this video, I want to take explaining what is going to happen. No, the reference to Meta was not a reference to Facebook, even though I did a video on Facebook. There, I've checked every video that I talked about this week. On Monday, sorry, we're going to launch on Monday, November 1st. The campaign will run for 30 days. The start time will be around 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific time. We're doing that because it's kind of near the end of the day, Eastern, kind of near on lunch, Pacific. We don't want to advantage Pacific time or Eastern time too much with some of the more limited incentives. And it's not too late for Europe. That's basically what it's like 8:30 UK time. That's why we pick those times. It just seems sort of like the sweet spot for this sort of thing. Not everybody will be able to be available at that time. There's not going to be any perfect time, but we want to be as democratic about this as possible, because that's a major thing with this is we want people to be involved who love games, not people who are necessarily made of money. I super appreciate the high dollar backers that come in and are willing to dump hundreds of dollars on my projects. I love you guys. We have very cool incentives for people at those levels. But one of the philosophies of my crowdfunding from the beginning is there should be really cool experiences for people who only have like $25 to $50 US to spend. Now, the numbers on the crowdfunding campaigns will look weird because we based it US, not Canadian funds. So it's like $32 Canadian for the base NPC. It's going to be weird, but that's our pricing structure. We had to make it that way because only making like $18 per character was not cost effective. $25 US was our tolerance. So every tier on this is limited. Every single one. I'm going to show you guys a little preview of the crowdfunding campaign so you can get a sense of limits. These are limited because we can only put so many characters in the game. And with bundles and with 2-packs and with add-ons, there's not much of any one thing because we want to make sure there's a spot for everybody. So you'll see $32 Canadian, $25. It's a custom NPC. You'll notice this green add-on button. This is really important. People were asking for 3 characters, 2 characters, 4 characters. It would be too many tiers for every individual number. So Kickstarter allows add-ons. So basically, if you want 2 characters, you can do 2 characters. 3 characters, you can do 3 characters. There is a price break at 5. Part of that is because of Christmas gift giving. We thought this is why we're running the campaign right now, because this is a pretty cool experience to give somebody. So what you will get right when the campaign ends is a little printable gift card template that you can give to somebody as a gift. The surveys for the character details will not go out until the new year. So you can give this as a Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever kind of holiday gift you want, and your friend or family member will be able to customize in the new year. So this is another thing where if you want somebody to give this to you as a gift, this is another option. And, there will be the ability to, we'll do all the forms later on. Don't worry about all that stuff. It'll work. We did this with the boss fight voting. We have experience with this, with extended communication with backers. So that's how it's going to work. And also, based on popular demand, custom petable pets are another tier. So you can have a humanoid NPC, not necessarily human. You notice humanoid, meaning yes, furry races are furry species. I might have messed up the terminology there. But there are like pets that, yes, you can pet, and then NPCs, which can be furries as well. So you have the choice. Then you have the 2-pack of NPC and pet. That is just basically the same price for 2. And then there's the writing story module. Not going to talk too much about that because there are only 10. If boss fight is any indication, that writer tier goes in like minutes. I did 2 on boss fight. I released 1 after the second one. They go fast because it's under $100, $95, about $75 US, and you get to write an arc in a video game. Like you get to write a quest in a video game. That's freaking cool. The 5-character NPC gift pack, that is a price break. If you buy 5 characters to give out as gifts, it's a volume discount. Yes, we do these. There are only 20 of those. Now, if you have 5 after that, you can do it on add-ons. Add-ons are limited too. Everything is limited here just because we need to make sure there are enough spaces in the game. If you've got a ton of money to spend, we have the quest giver NPCs. People have inquired about this. But also the customized sub boss. We thought 666 for that was cute. So yeah, we have the higher tier things, but there are mix and match options here. I'm hoping it is not a clusterfuck of confusion. I have never used Kickstarter add-ons before. The way Kickstarter works, there's no way to test. We tried this with the patrons. It didn't work. We tried to test the page in preview. You cannot. All people get access. You have to add everybody as a contributor, and then they're logged in, so we can't see what it looks like to the general public. It is not great, but what can you do, right? We're doing our best. Kickstarter is limited in odd ways, but it's the standard, so we go with it. We have a lot of really fun things planned for this campaign. We may totally sell out super early and not have any more things left to give people. That'll be a great problem if we have it. I'm not expecting that, but it's possible because everything is limited here. If that happens, we'll improvise. That's what we do. But we have a lot of really fun things planned for the campaign. Hopefully this will be the most fun crowdfunding campaign I've ever done, because it's a relatively small amount of money to meet goal. $6,000. Part of it is we don't need more to do the basics. If we make more money, we'll hire more voice actors and pay them. That's where the bulk of the money on this thing is going to go, is paying voice actors and stuff like that. Because I know some super talented people, but they need to get paid. And plugins and workarounds and things just cost money. And it's amazing how $25, $75, $75, $100, $400, it all just adds up. That we went into debt for this line was not a joke. But it is manageable. But yeah, we just want this to be fun. And we want to bring some of the joy back into gaming experiences and the process of making games, and the process of marketing games. I am not naive. We already have haters. It was a great hater. I'm super excited, but yeah, a hater's gonna hate, right? But we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun, and we're gonna have fun. And then we're going to have some more fun. And we're going to work really hard. But we're going to have fun. Because that's what I've been hearing from people that you want. And this is the most tangible way that I could think of solving that problem. Just do it myself, right? With a really great team of people. Small team. We are adding very slowly. There's been a lot of, hey, let me know if there's something I can do. And I'm like, we have no money. But some very talented people have volunteered to help. So humbling, very cool. I don't like getting people to work for free, but I won't turn it away if somebody seems really eager and they accept. We have no money. Hopefully we'll have some money soon. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I hope. It's an experiment, like everything I do. Everybody currently attached understands that. And they're on board with the experiment, which is awesome. So it's gonna be 30 days of fun and craziness and stupidity, and then more and more craziness and stupidity, and so on and so forth. So glad you guys have liked what you've seen so far. Looking forward to Monday. There will be a live stream, I hope, if everything works. Probably on YouTube, just because more people are on YouTube. But then there's going to be, streams and things and new videos and all that stuff during the campaign. I know I'm forgetting to mention something, and that's the problem with forgetting, is you forget. I'm super tired and worn out, you can imagine. But yeah, ask questions in the comment section. I will do my best to answer as many as I can because, yeah, this is a lot. This is different. This is new. People have asked some really good questions that have influenced the campaign on Patreon and the old boss fight video backers and things like that. So it's feedback is great when, you know, you cultivate a really good community. So I'm happy for that. I had hoped to return to Twitch. Voice problems, that's a bummer. But, you know, there's been some great stuff to offset the health issues and stuff like that and physical limitations. So I'll wrap there before I get emotional. But I'm eyeing a lot too because I'm tired. So help support this channel. Become a monthly patron. Patreon.com/AnnaK. There will be more updates throughout the weekend for patrons. Thanks for watching, and here we go. Monday. Booyah. I just said booyah.